Guys, we have big news for Hbar. Fednow has partnered with them via a third-party application called Drop. And Drop is a cutting-edge payment application based on Hedera Hashgraph network. Uses advanced blockchain technology to expedite payment process. It's kind of wrong there because Hedera isn't really blockchain, it's DAG. And enhanced financial transactions has now joined a growing list of payment providers for the Fednow service. Now, it's more than just added it to its showcase section because the showcase section is a group of companies that Fednow may not actually endorse, but Drop will continue its services of empowering merchants to receive payments from customers without incurring substantial transaction fees. Obviously, that's really, really good for Hedera. Now, before we get too excited, Fednow has a lot of partner showcases on their website. And Cypherium was actually one of them. But Drop is something more because they're actually integrating the app. And the thing is, we have to be controlled about the excitement, even though it is very exciting, because Drop can process both fiat and crypto payments. And they're not actually using Hedera to transfer for these crypto payments. They are using Hedera as the gas network. Any transaction that goes through Hedera has to actually pay Hbars for gas. Now, I don't really know which tokens they're going to be using for the actual money transfer. My guess is, like if it's crypto, it's most likely going to be a stablecoin. That's kind of what they're actually designed for. But this is really, really a big deal for Hedera. They already have a lot of other partnerships come on the way, and you can tell that people were excited about this because the price of Hedera went up 16% in an era where partnerships don't really raise price. Of course, this will be used mainly via retail, and it will be able to continue its services of empowering merchants and to receive payments from consumers without incurring substantial transaction fees. As a micropayments processor, Drop accepts both crypto and fiat currency for payments. With the addition of the platform in Fednow's showcase section, users can pay for services using various crypto assets, including Hbar. It makes sense that Hbar is actually on there, obviously, because it's the native token of the Hedera DLT technology. Of course, although Fednow's inclusion in the payment processor seemed like an embrace of DLT technology, the central bank did warn that materials presented on its website serve as a convenience reference for potential Fednow service participants. But they will actually be able to use Hedera Hashgraph blockchain for these, well, not blockchain, DAG, for these crypto payments. It's another big boon for Hedera. And yes, people, XRP is not the standard, but Hbar is now the standard. Well, it's not quite the standard, but they are using that technology, which means they're one step closer to being the standard. I still want Hbar to rev up its development on its ecosystem and everything, but this is a very, very good start. Everyone in the crypto industry is talking about Fednow, and the fact that it's actually going to be used within the Drop application is actually big news for Hedera Hashgraph. I'm very excited for this, and I think you should be too if you're an Hbar investor, because that can mean a lot of transactions on the blockchain. And maybe, just maybe sometime, that burn for Hbar will actually have some kind of effect. Well, not burn, the fees for Hbar will have some kind of effect, and that will spruce up its ecosystem. But anyways, these big partnerships are always great to talk about, especially when it involves the federal government. I know the XRP people have been speculating on this for a long time, but it does seem like Hbar is actually going to take the cake for DLT-based payments on Fednow. How much or how big those are going to be is really anyone's guess. I think like 99% of Fednow is probably just going to go through traditional rails and traditional RTGSs, but this one particular thing does actually raise the chance for Hbar to get in on some of those transactions. So it is very, very awesome that they actually chose an app that uses Hedera Hashgraph blockchain to actually do this. So it is a legitimate reason to get excited. But if you want to buy Hbar, I would actually wait a day or two until the price calms down from this FOMO, because we saw last time with Avery Dennison that the price does actually come down after the FOMO. and you might be able to pick up a couple more for the same amount of price. As for Hbar's prospects, I'm very positive on the project itself. I believe it can get to $1 or $2 during the bull run. This year, I might expect to get to like 10 cents by the end of the year, but that's because I don't expect the full bull run to actually come this year. And once it does come, I do think Hbar is going to take the cake. In other news, PayPal has rolled out a crypto hub, and you can actually trade PYUSD for other cryptos. Another big step of PayPal getting into the crypto business. So it just recently launched a stablecoin, in case you guys didn't know, and they will actually introduce a feature that will allow users to seamlessly convert PYUSD and other crypto assets. The payments giant just launched a crypto hub service that will allow for the sale and purchase of crypto and other functionalities through PayPal and PYUSD. Very, very cool. PayPal has been exploring the possibility of expanding its crypto operations in hopes of gaining a foothold in the rapidly expanding sector of cryptocurrencies as a form of payment. I think eventually PayPal will use all cryptos in terms of payment. Right now, it looks like Bitcoin and Lightning, maybe BCH, LTC, all that stuff, but maybe they'll adopt more cryptos as well. So PYD, the company's very own dollar-backed stablecoin, was released recently, making the company the first big financial U.S. institution to launch a stablecoin. PYUSD obviously lives on the Ethereum blockchain, so you'll probably be able to trade other ERC20 coins sooner or later because that's all integrated. So that's a huge boon for the ERC20 ecosystem because PayPal kind of like built their stablecoin on it. So, swapping back and forth, maybe even PayPal will make a DEX sooner or later, although it really won't be a DEX. It'll just be kind of a swap exchange because it's obviously going to be centralized at PayPal itself. But very good news. You see these big institutions going deeper and deeper and deeper, and eventually the SEC is not going to be able to block them. Users will be able to buy and sell crypto, and the hub also looks to simplify conversion between PYUSD and other assets and payments through PayPal after selling your cryptocurrencies easier. You see, these big companies are seeing that there's a cash cow in crypto, and they want in on that cash cow. They do not, I repeat, they do not want the SEC getting in their way of making a lot of money, and PayPal's the first one to grasp on. If PayPal is grasping on, the other sharks are circling, and they don't want to miss out on the game. Like you see the big investment firms, BlackRock, Fidelity, Arc Capital, all these are coming in, but the investment firms aren't the only ones. The service companies will also come in, whether it's PayPal or Twitter trying to convert itself into a crypto company, or other banks and remittance providers getting into crypto. Everyone is going to jump in, and they're going to have to change their regulations to be more friendly towards crypto. So good times are actually coming for crypto in the future. Just because it's looking like it's getting into a little bit of trouble right now, do not actually fret, because we will get over this storm and we will have a bright new day afterwards. With that being said, Coinbase launched in Canada. They kind of need Coinbase Canada because the US regulations are kind of bitchy. I mean, Canadian regulations, honestly, are not that much better. They seem to be taking the US, following the US's lead on this, which is very, very sad. But Coinbase launching in Canada, they're probably just looking for a new market. The Canadian market is small. Canada only has less than 1/10 of the people that the United States has. But it is another market they can go into with slightly different rules and regulations. Maybe they can take advantage of some of them to actually make some money in that market. They're also going to have some kind of payments deal with Canada as well, and that's also very, very exciting for people that are actually really into crypto. PayPal obviously is a very easy fiat on-ramp so maybe for those people in Toronto and Ontario that got kicked out of the other on-ramps, maybe PayPal, it will actually provide you a different way. Obviously, they want to be a global leader in crypto, and of course, they're expanding their global footprint. So they integrated the option for 100% of its users to deposit and withdraw money from their accounts via the Interlac e-transfer service. According to the exchange, this feature was the most requested update from Canadian users since launching in the country earlier in August. The vice president of international business said, Canada is well positioned to be a global leader in the economy thanks to high levels of crypto awareness, a passionate tech local ecosystem, and the progress towards a strong regulatory framework. I think besides the United States, Canada actually has like the one of the worst regulatory frameworks, but it is still a little bit better than the US. It's especially sticky in Ontario. But, this is a good step for the Canadian market. And Coinbase has a lot to gain from this because both Binance and Bybit recently left the country due to regulations from local officials. So there's a lot of people waiting for crypto services, and Coinbase can definitely pick up the slack. It will probably be all KYC AML, but that's not really going to be a factor because, it's always going to be KYC AML for any of these big centralized exchanges around the world. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.